Hello everybody, it's good to be with you. Bradley Pierce here with Wes Thomas. We just wanted to get on a video here and do an update. First of all, we are just amazed at the hearing that was had on Monday morning, went into Tuesday night. A lot of great things happened there. But if you've been paying attention, you know that ever since that hearing, the media has been on an absolute warpath against this bill because it provides equal protection. And of course, they're against it because they want abortion to continue in this country. So they're coming out and attacking the bill. They don't want this bill to pass. They don't want abortion to be abolished. They want abortion to continue in Texas. And so they're coming out and attacking this bill with everything they've got, and they're making up all kinds of things about this that are just completely ridiculous. And we just wanted to make this video just to give everybody an update, just let you know that the bill remains unchanged. The bill still provides equal protection. We're grateful for that. And just to let you know that we're certainly not against women or anything like that. In fact, the bill already provides protections for women who truly are victims, and it doesn't, it doesn't have any of the things that a lot of the stuff that you're reading in the media. But one thing that's really concerning is that not only are we seeing attacks from the mainstream leftist media, but we're also seeing it from a lot of people who call themselves pro-life. And we just want, first of all, to just talk about that. And, we're seeing it from Chairman Leach, the chairman of this committee, has made a lot of statements. We're seeing it from some others. And first of all, we just want to say that none of this is personal. Chairman Leach is actually a friend of mine, and none of this is personal. I appreciate him, and I certainly would never endorse or approve of any kind of personal attacks or personal threats or anything like that. Not that I know that any of those have happened, but certainly we don't approve of that. In fact, you know what this entire bill is actually about? This entire bill is about treating people how you want to be treated, right? It's about the golden rule. It's about equal protection, treating people equally, because every human being is made in the image of God and is deserving of protection, deserving of equal protection and equal treatment under the law. So we're certainly not about attacking anyone. In fact, we're about protecting everyone and treating everybody how we want to be treated, whether they're born or whether they haven't yet been born. So why is this bill being attacked? Well, we know why it's being attacked by the pro-abortion crowd, right? It's being attacked because they don't want abortion to end. But why is it being attacked as much by those who call themselves pro-life? Wes?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's because they don't want to pass a bill this session which abolishes abortion.
Right. Yeah.
And, I mean, how do we know this? Well, there's been some statements that have come out saying that, there's not going to be a vote, or I can't do a vote until something happens, until this portion is removed. And, quite frankly, the committee itself is actually fully capable of changing the bill to suit their needs. And, if they truly wanted to move the bill forward, they totally could. They could change the bill. And they can move the bill forward. But
yeah, and let me just go back and repeat what Wes just said, and that is that a lot of people, a lot of pro-life politicians are out there saying that this bill would never pass because it provides equal protection. Right. They use different language to try to demonize it, but it provides equal protection, so that's why it's not going to pass, and so that's why I'm not going to let out of this committee, or that's why I'm not going to vote for it. Right. But that's not true. Because if that were really the case, if that were the holdup, if they really did want to abolish abortion in Texas, but they just didn't want to provide equal protection and have everybody equally subject to the law, then they could amend it themselves. Yeah. They keep acting like, well, Representative Tony Tinderholt's not amending his bill, and that's why we're not going to abolish abortion in Texas this year. And that's not true. The committee, Chairman Leach and the other members of the committee, they have the power themselves to amend this bill. They don't need Representative Tinderholt. They could amend this bill. If they really wanted to abolish abortion, but just without that portion, they could amend the bill themselves and send it up to the floor. Or they could approve it as is, and when it gets to the floor, they could amend it to remove that. So it's not really about this issue of equal protection, although it's a very important issue to talk about, and we're glad that discussion is happening because we believe that people need to think about it. Because we believe every person, born and unborn, is equally valuable. They should be provided equal protection. We believe that's an important discussion that needs to be had, but that's not why this bill is being attacked, and that's not why this bill. That's not why leadership or the members of this committee ultimately will try to make this bill die. It's because they don't want to pass a bill this session that would abolish abortion. That's really what it's all about.
And the equal protection is really just a kind of a convenient way.
It's a convenient excuse, exactly. It's a pretext for the reality, and that is they don't want to pass a bill that abolishes abortion this session. They all have different motives for that. I'm not going to question anybody's motives for why they don't want to pass a bill that abolishes abortion this session, but fundamentally, they don't want to pass a bill that abolishes abortion this session. Because with or without equal protection, they have the power to pass a bill this session without Representative Tinderholt amending the bill.
And it's really not just us that's facing kind of a similar problem, right? I mean, there are other groups that are pushing abortion-related legislation that are also being met with resistance. Let's put it that way.
That's right. Any kind of the heartbeat bill has not gotten any movement. The Prenatal Non-Discrimination Act bill has not gotten any movement. It's very clear from leadership this session that they don't want any significant pro-life or abolitionist bill getting any headway this session. I hate to break it to everybody, but that's what's happening here in Texas. And so we want everybody to know what's really happening, because a lot of times you can see all what the media is saying and what everybody's saying and the smoke screen that's being thrown up there. But what's really happening is that they don't want to pass any kind of significant pro-life or abolitionist legislation, and they particularly don't want to abolish abortion in Texas this legislative session. I mean, that's really what it's all about. So we just wanted to let everybody know about that, and also ask you to help us. The first way you can help is to continue to passionately communicate your disagreements with Chairman Leach and with other members of this committee and anybody else who's coming out and attacking this bill, and talk about equal protection. Talk about the equal value of preborn children. That's wonderful. We're seeing lots of great posts out there, lots of great arguments being made, lots of great discussions being had. I think that's great. We want that to continue. Of course, we want that to be done respectfully, and we want that to be done speaking the truth in love as Christians, right? We want to be good witnesses of our Lord Jesus Christ. That's one of the most important things. And so we certainly encourage everybody to continue to do that with the same kind of respectful tone that we had at the committee hearing this week, that we saw from the folks that came out. It was really, really great.
A wide variety of people, diverse backgrounds, diverse perspectives coming together to unite, because you know what? Republican, pro-life, abolitionist people, whatever label fits you in that, and there's a lot of different labels there, want to end abortion in Texas. That's what they're looking for. And this is the only bill this session that would actually do that.
This is the only bill that would completely abolish abortion in Texas. And that's why they don't want it to pass.
And that very fact itself is what's making waves here, and that's making leadership nervous. And they're scared. They're being a little bit fearful about, well, what would this do? And we've got elections coming up around the corner, and so there's a lot of factors that are influencing why the pressure is kind of coming downward upon what we're doing here. So really, what we're doing is it's working. It's actually having an effect, and that's good. So we need people to continue to share and sign the petition. We do want Chairman Leach to give the bill a vote. And
we want the other committee members to vote for it. Because here's something to think about. A lot of people want to go ahead and declare this bill dead because they just want to put a stake in it and move on and not have to talk about it anymore. But you know what? That's not right. There's still a lot of time left in this legislative session. They can still bring House bills to the floor up until May 9th. They can still bring amendments after that. to other bills. So by no means is this bill dead, and by no means is the fight to abolish abortion dead in Texas. And please don't let anybody convince you otherwise, because it's still, if they wanted to, they could still vote and pass this bill out of their committee right now.
Yeah.
Every single day between here and the end of session, it could still happen. This bill is not dead.
Ball's totally in their court.
The ball is in their court. And so that's why we need to continue to be communicating that we want them to abolish abortion in Texas. And so that's why we need everyone to sign the petition calling on not just Chairman Leach, but all the members of this committee to vote in favor of this bill and get it to the floor where it can have an open debate about all these issues. And let's talk about this bill. Let's get it on the floor. Let's talk about it. Let's have a debate. Let's talk about equal protection. Let's talk about all these things. Let's get it on the floor and do that.
I've had a little bit of time to be on Facebook today, and I've just been browsing the thread. I mean, the conversations that are going on are amazing. Like, I'm not even speaking kind of from the abolitionist perspective. I mean, there are some amazing conversations happening there, but even outside of the abolitionist perspective, just people asking like, well, I saw numerous conversations today where people were like, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want. And other pro-life people were like, that's what I've always meant when I said I wanted to end abortion. And so it is really sparking the debate and the conversation. And that's part of it, guys. I mean, bills don't always pass the first time. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
And so
that's something else people have been saying, like, y'all introduced a bill that you knew wasn't going to pass. Well, listen, I believe this bill will pass. I believe this bill will pass someday, but you know what? Sometimes it takes some time. Almost no bill passes the very first legislative session, and with something this monumental, you think about like William Wilberforce, it was something like 23 years. Don't quote me on that, but it's around 23 years that he had to keep bringing it up over and over. And so everything that's happening right now and all the controversy that we're seeing, this is progress, right? This is great. The fact that we're talking about this and we're thinking about this and we're discussing this. And our legislators are feeling so much pressure from us, the people, that we want to see abortion abolished. So please don't let anybody tell you that these guys they're just doing something because they know this bill's not going to pass. You know what? It's a long-term effort, right? Yeah. Roe versus Wade, we've had it for 46 years. We know it's not going to be overturned immediately. We know that the states aren't going to abolish it immediately. Yeah. Now, that said, they should. The state of Texas and our legislature should abolish abortion this session. Right. And if they don't, that's on them, right? That's on them. And so we're going to keep pressuring them, and we're going to keep demanding that they abolish abortion this legislative session, because guess what? They have the power to do it, and they're not doing it because they don't want to do it this legislative session. They don't want to do it. And they're coming up with all kinds of reasons not to, but ultimately it comes down to they don't want to do it. They don't want to abolish abortion this legislative session. Right. So please keep signing the petition. We'll repost a link to that here once we post this video. But please keep signing the petition. If you've already signed it once, you can only sign it once, but share it around to everybody else.
Share it with your churches. Take it to your churches. Right. Explain to them what's going on. Show them this video. Show them some of the testimony videos. Use that to spread the message. And like I always say when I go out to local Republican parties or Tea parties and speak, when I talk with pro-life people, they are, yes, this is what I want. Is this not what we've been doing? Yeah. And the answer is, well, this is really kind of the first time when the bill has actually tried to do this the way we're doing it. And so people are like, well, yeah, of course we're going to support it. So, spread it around, because you're going to encounter people like I encounter people who agree with this. Right. And they want to be part of it. They want to be on board with it. Yeah. So spread it around to your churches. Get your pastors to sign it. Talk about it amongst your friends, and let's spread this around. Thank you to everybody who's been sending us messages of support and commenting support for everything that we're doing. We're very, very grateful for that. Thank you to those that have messaged Representative Tony Tinderhold or called his office and thanked them. Yeah. That's great. We certainly encourage you to continue to do that. We're very, very grateful for his strong stand. And, thank you for watching this video and signing and sharing the petition. This bill's not dead, and we need to keep fighting for it until this legislative session is over. Please, thank you for standing with us. Yeah. Good night.